I know what it feels like, man. Like your life is wasting away. Maybe you've been working towards the same goals the last 2 years and making almost no progress. Or you just hit a big age milestone like 25 or 30 and it feels like you're falling behind where you should be. Or maybe you just got dumped by your girlfriend and you feel completely broken. Or even worse, you've never had a girlfriend and still feel invisible to women. I've been there. It sucks. It's painful. And that is why today we're gonna break down 6 powerful steps to your life. These completely changed my life, and I'm sure they can do the same for you. Now, before we hop in, I wanted to let you know that the ultimate men's health supplement, Gains Club Greens Plus Test, is finally restocking next Monday, November 13th. This combines the top 2 supplements that men should be taking every day, an organic greens blend and a natural test booster into one delicious scoop per day. Be ready next Monday before it sells out again. Step number 1, get angry. When I was at the lowest points in my life, I always had a very passive mindset. This is kind of a funny example, but back in university, I was on the snowboarding team at Boston University. And every weekend we'd drive up to like Maine or New Hampshire to hit the slopes. We'd always have parties with the team. There was a bunch of really hot girls on the team that I was interested in, but I had this very passive mindset, right? So what did I do? I would kind of stick to myself. I would just drink or smoke to suppress myself. I never made a move on any of them. And it made me kind of hate myself in the moment and feel sorry for myself, and also just be jealous of the guys on the team that weren't too timid to make the move and got all the girls. And it's at those low points that we start to think about giving up. Like it's not even worth it. Like there's no chance we could change our life. And I didn't change my life. Not until a few years later when I started to get fucking angry instead of feeling sorry for myself. That's where the transformation starts. Get mad. Get mad at yourself for being a little bitch. Get mad at the world for not being fair. Get mad at people who have put you down, women who've rejected you. Like my whole mindset turned into, fuck this shit. I'm better than this. This ends now. I'm changing now. Before that, my mindset was always, man, this kind of sucks. I wish there was something I could do to change my life. And that's about the time I got into martial arts. At first, I did Krav Maga, which is an Israeli self-defense system. Teaches you how to like disarm weapons if someone's holding a gun to you or a knife to you. Then I got into Muay Thai, started sparring, started fighting a bit. And that was like a tool that allowed me to start funneling my anger. Also something you can do. Get out into like the woods or to nature and just scream at the top of your lungs. Let all of that energy that's pent up inside of you, let it out. Seriously, it sounds weird, but if you're stuck in a passive mindset, go do it. It'll change how your mind starts to think. When I started talking to girls, I started having this mindset of like, if you don't want me, fuck you, I'm better than this, I'm gonna move on, there's plenty of other women out here. And that's what fueled me at the start. That's what got my momentum going. Step 2, lock down your attention. So obviously right now my YouTube channel has like 1.5 million subscribers, and this might seem like it came very naturally and easy to me. It definitely did not. There were years where I was trying to find a way to get momentum going with, Instagram or Facebook, or I used to write a blog, howtobeast.com. And the funny thing is, this YouTube channel only took off when I quit everything else. I stopped the Instagram posting, I stopped the Facebook posting, I stopped writing blog posts. I just made fucking videos, and that's all that I did. Because something powerful happens when we have a singular focus. All of a sudden, it activates the power of our subconscious mind, which is a very powerful thing. Video ideas just started coming to me in my sleep or throughout the day when I was taking a shower or eating a meal or shit like that. No longer was my internal processing power being eaten up by trying to balance a bunch of different shit. It was just laser focused on this one thing. So my question for you is, what is consuming your mental power right now that you can give up? For a lot of guys, it's following professional sports or college sports. I used to know like the statistics of every player in the Spanish soccer league, in the NBA, in the NFL. Yeah, I get that it can be fun and rewarding when your team wins, but think about how much of your potential that's just consuming. For you, maybe it's video games or watching like 13 different series on Netflix at the same time. Only you can answer that question, but once you give up these things, the beauty is you don't have to do anything. There's no other steps you have to take. Your subconscious mind, it's just gonna like lock into place. I promise, man, you're just gonna be able to sit back and watch as like the solutions to your most challenging problems just come to you, and the momentum just starts to come to you. Now, you don't have to sacrifice these different hobbies forever, but I would recommend an extreme diet for the next 3 months. That's realistic, and that's going to allow you to see the power of this shit. Step 3, set your sail. So when it comes to self-improvement, probably like the least sexy thing is goal setting. It's like, yeah, bro, I get it. I need to have goals, but I've never been a fan of like the self-improvement nerds, no offense, telling you how you have to be all technical and you got to set up your Venn diagram over the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months of your spiritual goals, your physical goals, your emotional goals, your intrapersonal personal goals. If that's for you, okay, cool, bro. Have fun jerking off to your goals the next 2 years. I just want to get to fucking work. That being said, you do need some sort of direction, or otherwise you're going to be like a boat that doesn't have a sail. Yeah, the ocean's going to take you somewhere. Life's going to take you somewhere, but it's probably not somewhere you want to be. If you keep following the current path, yeah, you might end up being a 50-year-old man working a dead-end job, being broke, dating a 5 out of 10 that you've been simping for your whole life because you didn't have that direction. So what's worked best for me is giving myself what I like to call missions, little challenges that are going to take me somewhere from like 1 month to 6 months that I know if I stay consistent and I put in the work, I can accomplish them. Failure is impossible. For example, right now I'm working on a secret project that is going to be huge for Beast Nation. Probably like 2 or 3 months out, and it's completely different than any of the other businesses I've launched before. I can't say more for now. But back in the day, at one point, my mission was just getting started on YouTube. And what that looked like was buying my first camera and committing to 2 videos per week. That only took me like 3 weeks to accomplish because I bought the camera on Amazon and then I just started filming videos. Maybe you want to move to a new city. That should only take like 1 month of planning, the logistics of the job and where you're going to live. And then after that, you should be able to execute it and be there in 2 or 3 months. Or for those of you who are trying to level up your money, your first mission could be learning a high leverage skill that's in demand, because that's going to allow you to get a higher paying job. Then you can start saving up money, and now you'll have the financial security to do something like launching your own business or traveling the world. And that's the main reason I recently partnered with Course Careers. This is a place that allows you to learn these type of skills like technology sales or software development. A lot of guys have signed up, used Course Careers, learned one of these skills, and then quickly landed a job with a starting salary of like 60 to 80K. That being said, I'll drop a link down in the description where you can get started for free. And if you click that link, it's also going to get you $50 off the full course. Check it out. Step 4, build self-trust. So I have a serious question for you. What is the worst habit that you currently do? Something that you're aware of and you know that if you stop it, objectively, it's gonna have a positive impact on your life. For a lot of guys, this might just be going to bed late because you get caught up doing some shit at night, jerking off to porn, playing video games maybe. For me, for most of my life, it was a combination of fapping and also video games. I don't know if y'all know the game Oblivion, but I logged like 400 or 500 hours in that game, leveling up my character who was like this stealthy assassin to the maximum. The best equipment, the most skills, killer with the bow and arrow. He was dope. I'm even getting excited talking about him now. But that's the thing, I was leveling up my character instead of my actual human self. But what I didn't realize at the time is that it's a lot deeper than just not wasting your time or not getting enough sleep or not developing ED because you're jerking it. Yeah, sure, those are like surface level benefits that you'll get from quitting these things. Nah, the real danger, the real harm was that it was not allowing me to actually trust myself, because I knew I shouldn't be playing as many video games or jerking it, and I kept doing it. And if you want to do something that's challenging, like approaching a really hot girl, that's going to be impossible for you to do without self-trust, because you're not going to trust that you'll be able to handle yourself if things go bad and she rejects you or it's embarrassing. You'll be paralyzed and unable to quit that job or move your location because you're not going to trust that you're going to be able to handle yourself if things don't go according to plan. Like, without self-trust, we will always default back to our bitch mindset and pussy out from doing anything risky. And when you cut out your number 1 bad habit, that is the first step to building massive self-trust. Step 5, enclothed cognition. So you know, when I said in Oblivion, I really wanted to make my character look the absolute best. I wanted him to have the dopest armor, the dopest swords, everything pimped out. Well, it turns out that's how we should behave in our actual life as well, because they've done studies on this thing called enclothed cognition. So ready, there was this experiment with 2 groups of people. One group wore a lab coat, like a doctor's coat. The other group wore their normal clothes, right? And then they had them perform these difficult tasks and told them to do it as fast as possible. And the shocking thing is that the group with the lab coats on made half as many errors as the other group. And what this proves is that the clothes you wear change how you behave and how you perform. They didn't get their PhDs and become doctors overnight. Nah, motherfucker, they just felt a lot smarter. And more than that, they actually performed smarter. So it's like the same way when my video game character looks badass, I was probably a little bit better fighting with him. In real life, if I look more badass, I'm also gonna perform better. I used to dress like any other average dude. I looked like I had no edge, like I had no mission in life, like I was just floating around. And that's also how I felt. Now I take ownership for my wardrobe and I try to dress like a man on a mission, because that's how I want to perform and that's how I want to move. For me, that means keeping a fresh haircut, keeping my beard groomed, and making sure my clothes also match that vibe. And this is something you can apply to your gym wardrobe, your work wardrobe, your day-to-day casual wardrobe. You should always look and feel, because when you look that way, you're gonna feel that way, like a boss. Step 6, the biggest waste. So question for you, what is the biggest waste in your life that if you removed it would immediately have the biggest positive impacts on your life? This is different than a bad habit, by the way. That's not what I'm talking about. I want you to think more like, what is something that you do or you have to wait on a week-to-week basis that just does not allow you to perform as optimally and as productively as possible? Maybe you're trying to shoot content, but you rely on your friend's camera, so you always have to wait on his schedule to be free in order to do the work that you want to do. In that case, it's going to be a very good investment to buy your own shit, buy your own gear. Maybe you're trying to work on your dating life, but you still live at your parents' place, and that constantly causes issues because you can't ever have a girl back to your place, right? And it's also probably preventing you from growing into your own man, constantly being under your parents' sphere of influence as well. Something to think about. For you, it would be a very powerful investment to invest into your own apartment and start living on your own. Immediate payback. And it's not always about buying something. Maybe you just normally walk to a cafe that's like 2 miles away to get work done when there's another one that you don't know about that's a half mile away, and you're not going to waste that much time not working every day. I want you right now to close your eyes, scan through your past few weeks, and try and identify what's the biggest waste, because that's probably one of the top things preventing you from unfucking your life. Now, something else that's going to help you build massive momentum very quickly is leveling up your overall confidence, which is why I'd recommend you watch this video next. It's about how to become a confident introvert. I know a lot of you guys are more shy and introverted like myself. That video has some game-changing strategies in there, so check that out. And if you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, because I release 2 new videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.